In Kiev don't see all that much rain, certainly not rain like this, and they probably haven't heard a crowd like this either. So if Celtic try to make them feel more alien than usual, then that is exactly the right ploy. Almost toe-ended that. Burns. Dangerous ball. Played square with Yakovenko coming in. Shepard. Leclerc after it. So also was Besonov. There he is, 58 caps and 20 goals. He plays free either behind the defenders or just in front. Although I suspect that Dynamo Kiev might have slightly altered tonight as a result of the absence of Baltasha, who plays right in the middle of the defence, and I think offside was given. Gorili. Nicely flicked on. Russians renowned at the speed of the one-touch football, which was seen both at national level and club level from Kiev, both being virtually the same thing. That's the kind of tackling they want, and the speed of McAnally. Great spirit. And I think David Hay, before the start of the game, was encouraging not only his players but his supporters to make it an exciting night for the Russians, not to allow them to settle. Sometimes a bit of passion, the very thing that perhaps Scots have been accused of overdoing in the past, a little bit of it skillfully and appropriately applied can be beneficial. Oh, a good jump, there's a wonderful chance! The ball! McAnally! Johnston! Kiev so fortunate to survive that. There's no onside, and there is Bonner, and that was an absolutely brilliant break on the counter-attack by the Russians. Superb move. Look, he was dwarfed, but Johnson managed to get it through, and that was almost timber. Almost took that post away. 5 minutes gone. Aiken. Gorili. They better watch that. It's a very slippy pitch, a greasy ball, and as I said, the Russians don't domestically play these kind of conditions all that often. Whatever Cloud just taking his eyes slightly off it. Burns. Swept away by Gorili, who's almost aptly named. Very tough-looking character, broad-thighed. Wouldn't like to run up against him in a dark night, or in the open for that matter. Burns. Delightful play by Burns. That's the header down. Leclerc's the side net. This has roused this huge crowd. A crowd must be in the region of 55,000 watching this effort by Brian Leclerc. Snatched at it, and the goalkeeper, Victor Shanov, quite delighted to see that going to the side of the post. Little symptom of it there in that reckless pass forward. That'll be a free kick. McLeod, Johnson, fighting very hard, but he gets another free kick after that as he's brought down by Yakovenko. One of the less experienced players in this team. He's only got 6 international caps. I mean, it's ridiculous almost to say that, but so many of them with such long experience at international level. You've got to consider him a novice by comparison. Well, there's a double line-up. The initial wall and then the deeper one, and that's brilliantly put forward. Brian McClare suddenly finding himself way in the open. Here's a counter-attack. That's a superb ball in Mother McLeod. Turning on it, Burns, beautiful play. Well, Tommy's been in this dual area for Celtic for so long now, coming from deep in a kind of full-back position and in midfield. Never quite sure where he's playing at times, but he likes to be on the left. Jumped forward by Yakovenko. McLeod. Bounds. Tackling is pretty hard. Tackle there by Zabarov, who is, there he is there. He's perhaps the most famous player at the moment, outside of Oleg Blokin, who's on the bench tonight. Well, Zabarov is noted for his skill on the park and his goal-scoring ability, but I think he has also been watching horror movies and picking up tackles like that. Well, he's not too happy about that at all, but he's going to try and continue. Well, the play goes on as Burns moves around very gingerly. There he is, quite rightly jumping over that. He was going to get another one. Aiken. Johnston, no touch, I don't think, no. It went straight through, despite that mighty leap by a man who sometimes gets up well above players much taller than he is. Nicely dabbed down Burns, who seems to have recovered all right, for the time being anyway. Ball through the middle, disturbing this side. Playing it very neatly though. That's a free kick. Yes, Bessonov brought down. Again, they want to play it short. Oh. Well, Kuznetsov, he was getting round the player. A delightful skill. Again, he's one of the big men in midfield. Kuznetsov. This is Bell. Touch back and Paul McStay. Full dab out. McStay beautifully brought down. Good attack forward there by Yevtushenko. Belanov appeals for the penalty, but it's a corner kick and the Russians are quite angered by that. And I think the Celtic players are angered by the linesman. They thought he might have been offside, but certainly a challenge by the Celtic goalkeeper. As he went round the side, it was Belanov, and the referee considers it's a corner. Oh, goes free, it's in. A goal by Yevtushenko. 17 minutes gone in the Celtic defence. Really stood and watched that coming right past him. Why, oh why, did he suddenly freeze? Certainly everybody appeared to be covered, but watch that. Look, 3 defenders, 1 goalkeeper, and Yevtushenko contrives to come right into the side and score. That's a terrible indictment of the Celtic defence. And I think we're having yeah, Tommy Burns goes off. So that is almost a double blow to Celtic. Off goes a man who has the skill and the elegance and vision to break defences, and on comes a man you might recognise in a different colour, red, Mark McGee, ex-Aberdeen, and of course played in the Cup Winners' Cup final for Aberdeen and then went to Hamburg. Kept it until he saw a man in space, not forward by Gorili, who's playing right in the centre of defence. That's very short. Oh, beautifully put through. Demyanenko. Great recovery by Roy Aitken. But the Russian captain was almost through. A great move. Look at this. Delightfully pushed through by Belanov. And that is a threat that continues in the game from Demyanenko. He's got to make big runs forward like that. And there goes the half-time whistle. Well, I'm not sure what the boos are. You can't, in fact, fault Celtic for lack of effort. They gave the crowd and the manager exactly what they've been asking for, with a real enthusiastic opening. And I think charging into this Russian defence had them ruffled. But that goal, scored by Yevtushenko, has brought, I suppose, an air of disappointment to Celtic Park tonight. It is really very difficult in a European game in the first leg to recover from such a blow. But again, they've got to get in there, have a good hard talk amongst themselves and come out and try to inspire that very faithful and loyal crowd. Well, Dynamo Kiev, about to start the second half, came here with a fearsome reputation and a squad including 14 full internationalists. And of the 11 who started, 10 have played for the Soviet Union, and no wonder that Celtic might have a set amount of trepidation about this game. And yet, although Kiev have created some very mazy and intelligent patterns going forward, their one-touch stuff near goal in particular is marvellous to watch. I thought the defence could be pressurised. Celtic did create one or two gaps in it for themselves. They've really got to keep that up. They do not like high penetration into the penalty area. That's the sort of thing that's bothered them. But it's all uphill for Celtic as McGee goes in. Free kick, I think. General chorus of disapproval way down in that corner. Ooh, there's a wide open gap here. Look at this. Brat's coming in. Much too hasty, and I think in actual fact he was saying, well, why wouldn't you up for a cross? Rats, who scored that magnificent goal in the World Cup, if you may recall, against France, 30-yarder. There he is again. Dabbed forward, and again it was Demyanenko, hungry to come forward into that penalty area. That won't do at all from Bonner. Aiken, McGee. Might have been a touch on that, yes. Corner kick. Well, a fully fit and highly mobile Mark McGee would be a great benefit to Celtic in his game. He's great at backing into people and then suddenly twisting round. He's done it against Celtic for Aberdeen so often. And Shepherd with it. White. Oh, down almost a touch. Brian McClare, who almost got the touch. Well, useful exercise by Celtic this time. Derek White getting that shot come cross in. Watch McClare. Just about a half a second too late. Huge ball there by Chanov. Thankfully, the game has been played under fairly reasonable conditions compared to what it was about an hour or so ago, about half an hour before kick-off, when it was an icy monsoon that was coming down. Oh. Touched away by Zavarov, he's overdone it. And Aiken. Oh. Yakovenko simply got right out of the way. What a wise man he is. Offside. Figure of Belanov, about a yard offside. And although Roy Aiken was successful in that tackle, I think he slightly hurt himself. Johnston, a lovely touch round by Johnston. It's almost there. Brilliant play by Johnston. That's why Johnston's so highly rated. I mean, it looked as if there was no danger to that defence, and yet, with that bouncing ball, managed to stretch out and curl it over his head. That would have brought the house down. McInally, brilliant play by Celtic. McClare. Now, fatal to turn back against this team. McInally fights hard for it. Sliding in there. The Celtic support love it. Now, Grant. Johnson. Showing how sharp he is, but going the wrong way. No, too obvious. Corner given, yes. The pass back was much too hard. And the very sodden pitch at Celtic Park assisted that one all right. So, how Celtic badly need a goal now at this stage. Goalkeeper hesitated. Now the break. Oh, look at that superbly struck pass. Belanov. Belanov, and a brilliantly saved. And again he tries it. Oh, and away by White. And the big Irish internationalist goalkeeper saved Celtic there from the man who scored that hat-trick against Belgium in that famous 4-3 game, Belanov. There he was, foiled by the Irishman, and then he tried to flick it back again for somebody else. That would have killed it well and truly. Russians do not want to tackle. Not when Celtic have the ball. Ooh la la. That was the wildest of tackles by Kuznetsov, who's already been booked. And really for that he should be off the field. That wasn't a tackle, that was kung fu. And it's onside. And it goes to Bonner. And the Celtic players are incensed about that tackle on Maurice Johnson. Demyanenko. Oh, good tackle by Aiken. McInally, good turn. The game flaring up again. Were a bit fortunate. Shepherd. McLeod. Johnston. It's all very square. McInally going wide. Cut off there by Kuznetsov. They tried to play Curly again, and that was late. Yakovenko getting the heel of Paul McStay, although in truth not nearly as bad as that previous tackle. Now that is really that shocking inconsistency. We saw a tackle a few seconds earlier that should have had a man removed from the field. There he is there. And now Celtic are finding they've got a battle on their hands now. It's becoming very physical for them. Referee telling them to get right back, and now stay. Put round there by Roy Aitken, the captain. Aitken. Referee waving play on. It looked like a foul to me by McInally. However, Shepherd in the break. And down McClair. Well, he almost benefited from that run by Shepherd. Watch the defenders, four converging on him. The little dab in there, and Brian McClair, I think the angle was just a little bit too much for him to turn round on it. Celtic clearly giving the impression they could score in this game. Far from impossible. No, a bit too obvious again. Ball by Yakovenko. The Yevtushenko. Oh, run forward there by Rats. And that must be brilliantly saved from Belanov by Border. Belanov. Well, no wonder he's angry with himself. Look, he waited, he paused, he took a deep breath, and he put it straight to the goalkeeper. The whole goal at his mercy. We're there by Kuznetsov, who's getting the bird every time he touches the, well, that's a polite way of putting it. Aitken. Got to drive forward, neat little play there, Maurice Johnston. Now the break. Belanov. Wanted to go on himself, now to Rats. It's very wide. Mother McLeod is behind it there and wisely knew the danger that existed all around him. Great little servant to Celtic. Mother McLeod will try any position for them. Rats takes all the set pieces, including free kicks, and now the corner kick. And a brilliant night this goalkeeper's having. Oh. Now really, this team are noted to be deadly in front of goal. And 3 or 4 times in the second half in particular they've been in front of goal like that. And the Celtic goalkeeper has defied them. McInally. Shepherd. Guy plays it up. Yes, he had a very good understanding with young Tony Shepherd there. Knew exactly what he was trying to do, shooting the ball and trying to push it to the side as it came in for the return. Exactly 15 minutes left. That big man there, Roy Aitken, will no doubt Be shouting his way through these last few minutes, trying to lift his troops up. Nobody does it better. Johnston after this, and so was McClare. Well, you know, without having got anywhere, so often in the game, they've been taken apart right down the middle like that. They look very vulnerable in the middle. Look at this again. Well, one or two players very inappropriately in the penalty area deciding to be spectators rather than get involved. McLeod. Tries to get around the outside. Goal kick. Everybody getting back, all the blue shirts retreating to the edge of the penalty area. Russians are, as I said here, with an amazing reputation. Danny Walker said he was the finest club performance he's ever seen when they beat Atletico Madrid in the Cup Winners' Cup final. There's a free touch, a signal. Yes! Boris Johnson, the equaliser for Celtic. Exactly 10 minutes remaining, and that reputation has been slightly punctured by a long overdue goal. Once again, beaten by the high ball, they've looked vulnerable there, terrible marking, and the goalkeeper shut up in a marvellous effort, and Johnson was in a great concentrated game for Celtic tonight, puts them back in level terms. How much they've deserved that. And now they've just got to be very cautious. The Russian defence really looked awful. Now McInally. This could be a great ending to this match. Whoa. Now, away goes Rats. Zabarov is in the middle. There is Zabarov! Well, he appreciated all that work that was done for him, namely by Rats, and the finish by his very high standards quite pathetic. Aiken in the run. Wants to come forward. Boris Johnston. Offside, yes. At least two players. Zabarov annoyed. Wily little player. McInally. Well, it's a brilliant ball in Johnston. And again he was in the free. Oh, look at the frustration there. I know what's going through his head. He out-jumped him, and look at great run by McInally. Look at the covering again. Johnson, up he went. Just slightly out in judgment, but he was there. We're now 2.5 minutes into stoppage time, into injury time. And there goes the final whistle. A firm blast by the referee. And for Celtic tonight, where there is Mo Johnson, there is life. The man who can snatch so many chances out of nothing, as I've said, does it again tonight, and thoroughly deserved. They have obviously played against a highly accomplished team who nevertheless looked vulnerable at the back, and Celtic fought very hard. Now, having said all of that, at 1-1